Hello guys, as I'm nearing the end of my internship, I just want to show you my journey of creating a final project in Cinevva with no coding experience. So here, we serve a game scene that I've made a few reels about. Check it out if you haven't. The very first thing I wanted to add was a start screen. I started with the title, which I just asked the AI to add a text, gave the AI the color and the font I wanted to be, and next was the start button. So originally, I have asked the AI to make a click to start text, as you can see in the bottom left corner. The process was the same as the title, intended to be clickable later. However, the AI's approach to making it clickable was slightly different. Let me explain. So I took a screenshot of the text I made, asking the AI to make it a text button. Funnily enough, the AI took this image, thinking that it was the actual button that I wanted, and just pasted it into the scene and made it clickable, resulting what you see on the screen right now. Basically, the AI's plan was to replace the text with the image instead. I assume it's due to the image having a more clear hitbox, and knowingly took my image, creating what you see. But that was a really simple fix on my side though. Basically just encasing the original text in a brown box, and then I took a screenshot, sent it to the AI, and finally reprompted the request. And here's the final start screen I've settled on. And when you click the button, both the button and the title disappears. While this looks simple, it was my very first time trying to create an interactive element in Cinevva. Pretty cool. Before we get into the game design portion, let me walk you through my game idea. Basically, I figured that a simple game would be the kind that I want to design. I have my bird scene start screen, and I decided to add a birdhouse porch as the base of the gameplay. And the general idea is that bugs will spawn, and the player must click on it for the birds to eat it. You get a score counter, and missing too much bugs will cause you to starve. So you may be wondering, how did I get from the start screen to a new gameplay environment? And I'm sure there are many methods, but the one I settled on is when I click start, I just rotate to the other side of the screen by 180 degrees, basically a rotation across the y-axis. That was like the simplest method for me. Now let's get to the gameplay base I was talking about earlier. After some basic designing, out of all the models, I feel like an ant with walking animation is the best. All these models were obtained from Sketchfab built into Cinevva. Here is the model that I settled with for now. Now here's the part where I had the most issue with in the design of this game, the ant spawner. To start, I gave my plan to the AI and it generated a plan, shown above. Here is where I encountered my first major issue. After implementing the prompt, the AI told me that the ant should be spawning, but I don't see it. Oh, and believe me, I was so mad. You know how AI just acts dumb and insists on the wrong thing? Then I made a brilliant realization of zooming out. And there it is, the ant. I assume the issue is when I made a 180-degree turn earlier and it messed up all the orientation. So the fix I decided to come up with was instead of asking the AI to spawn ant in front of me, I took the coordinate of the wooden board and gave it a range of coordinate the ant should spawn on. Basically, moral of the story, be specific when talking to AI. It's pretty dumb, so don't be dumb like the AI. Afterwards, I did some off-camera touches to the gameplay element. Swap the red dot back to ants, make the ants move after it's been spawned, and you can't see the counter because it's kind of cut off. There's a counter top right corner counting all the hits and misses, and the game over screen, which you might have noticed earlier. And that's basically the major part of the gameplay. Pretty cool. We have reached the part where we're now just making small improvement to the game. There were many changes, but I'll just go over the major ones. The first one was the death animation that you may have noticed at the start of the video. Adding animation without a template may seem overwhelming, to me at least, but I found a method to create them without any preset animation needed. So in this case, I want a small blood splash after the ants are clicked or killed. Here is the concept of how I animated this. Basically, at the moment and location of the death, I'll spawn and scale this blood model up, and then set to fade after some time. That was the concept, and here's how it looks in practice. Adding some music and sound effect to the game is also very crucial. I already made a few videos on it, so here's a time-lapse of the process. Overall, I added background music, a chirping sound for the bird, and a death sound for the ants. Other somewhat significant changes were just adding a short tutorial after the start button, a fade for the spawning of the ants, and a reposition of the camera for the game. I'll also go over the process of making the game mobile friendly. While Cinevva supports mobile now, you still need to tell it to optimize to work. Basically, you just gotta tell the AI to allow touch control in addition to mouse clicks. The most annoying part was just honestly rearranging all the user interface, button and stuff, into the right location since the screen are different from PC to mobile. Unfortunately, this is where I ran out of time to put more into this game. I had ideas such as adding an end screen, more bugs, and even like a progression system. But you can actually copy, or as they like to call it, remix this project and add your own stuff to it. The link to my game and Cinevva is in the description. Check it out if you haven't, and thanks for watching. Peace.